What's up, everybody? This is Reverend Guns, and today we are going to be cleaning a Smith & Wesson SW40VE. So the first thing we want to do is a safety check, and to start, we'll press the button right here behind the trigger, and that will cause the magazine to pop out. Now, we don't want any cleaners or solvents on this, so we're going to keep this away from our cleaning station and set it aside. Then there's a big lever right here. We want to pull the slide back and pull that lever up, and it will lock the slide in place. Now we can look down into the barrel here and see there's nothing in there. So now that we know that it is clear and safe to work on, we can decock the slide. We'll also want to pull the trigger to decock the hammer. And to take it apart, there's a tab right here under the slide. There's one on each side. What you're going to do is you're going to pinch them and at the same time pull them down while holding the slide back just a little bit. So pull the slide back just a little bit. Grab and pinch the little tabs and pull them down. You can now let go of the slide and the buttons, and this one actually started to slide off while I was doing it. So we've got the frame. This is the guide rod and spring, so you want to compress that towards the end of the barrel there so you can release it and pull it out. You can, from the underside, push up the barrel and slide it out, and then we got the slide. These are the components we will be cleaning today. So I'm going to just quickly take my gun cleaner here and give everything a quick spray down. Alright, while that's soaking for a second, I'll explain what I've got sitting here. You just saw me use gun cleaner. Everybody has their own opinions and preferences on gun cleaner, so try them, find one you like, and use it. The gun cleaner I'm now recently using works really well. I'm impressed with it, so that's what I'm using right now. I've got a soft bristle brush. It's got a little detail end on the end of it for the small little corners and crevices. I've got a harder bristle brush for real stubborn carbon, and I don't use the metal or brass brushes because a lot of frames are polymer. I don't want to scratch them up. This one is nickel, so that easily scratches, or it could scratch into the bluing. So the cleaner I use, the soft bristle brush is more than enough. I've got a 40 cal barrel brush here. We'll use that to scrub out the inside of the barrel. I've got a slotted cleaning rod. We'll put patches on here and finish cleaning the barrel. Screwdriver we don't need. I've got some gun oil here. I've got a rag that I use just for gun oil. That way it's not contaminated with anything else. I've got some patches. Q-tips sometimes come in handy, and I got some rags to wipe things off as we go. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the barrel because really this is the only thing that the procedure kind of matters. And you take your barrel brush and you'll want to go in from the chamber side, from the back, and move the way the bullet travels. The reason why we don't go in through the muzzle end is because we don't want to ding it or bang it or chip it. No, we don't want any damage here. It could cause problems with accuracy and other things. So we go in from the back, and that means two things. And start scrubbing. You want to make sure you go all the way through. You'll feel it get a little bit smoother and less gritty. And after a minute or so, should be more than sufficient. Oh, well, brush came off, so we're going to count that part as done. Now we'll grab our bristle brush and just kind of start going through and scrubbing everything we can. Doesn't matter where, get it all. Use the detail end for the steps, for the feeding ramp, Alright, now we've got it brushed down, we'll grab our slotted cleaning rod, and I do 2 patches at a time. It fills up the barrel a little better, gives it a nice tight scrub as you poke this through. So pull it through, and again, just as you did with the brush, you want to go in from the back. Push all the way through and let this thing wipe itself clean. Let's take a look here, see how dirty it was. So yeah, see that black there? Nothing black is ever good, so that's what we're trying to remove from the barrel. It'll never get completely white, but it will get gray, you know, like it looks wet. So you want to keep doing this until you get to that point where you see no more black. Depending on how many rounds you put through, could depend on how many times you've got to do this. This doesn't look like it was shot very many times, so this might actually clean rather quickly. Yeah, see, there's really nothing on there this time, so I'm going to do that one more time just for good measure. Just to make sure we've got all the cleaner out of there. Yeah, that looks real good. So, no more black, no more cleaner in there. We can give this a wipe off to get rid of any residue we just broke free. And we'll set that aside for now. That's looking pretty good. Do the guide rod real quick. You're just trying to get the stuff out of the springs here. Make sure there's nothing in there. You can use the detail end to really get in there. Get the ends. And we'll go ahead and wipe this off. Now for the slide. Basically, you want to get everywhere you can. especially in the slide rails here. We don't want anything in there that could cause it to not want to cycle completely. Get the striker plate real good. Anywhere you can get a brush to reach. And you can do the outside as well. Especially the thumb grips here. Those get dirty. Get around the sight real good. Make sure you get the end of the barrel. That accumulates some carbon on it. Alright. Let's give this a wipe down. Get it everywhere you can. Make sure you get those slide rails. We don't want anything left in there. Alright, now on to the frame. Let's move that out of the way a little bit. And you just want to get everywhere you can. Not going to hurt it. But carbon and dirt kind of build up everywhere. Make sure you get slide rails here. And get anywhere on the outside you want. once you feel you've got it all brushed off, let's go ahead and wipe it down. Take your finger in there, get as much as you can. Make sure you get those slide rails real good. Alright, time for some lube. So I take my oil rag and I put a little bit of oil on it, and I basically use this to wipe everything down. I'm going to start with the barrel. And what you're looking for is marks, scratches, signs of wear, so you can see where the parts are rubbing together. And you can kind of see them everywhere on this barrel here. So we're going to get the whole shaft real good. I see it on top here, right towards the front, so we'll get that. I see it on the side here. I also see it back here, so we're going to get the side good. And then I personally put a little bit on the feeding ramp itself. Just helps make the cycle much smoother. Now for the guide rod. Unless you want to take the guide rod apart, you're just kind of shoving the oil in there so it can get on the guide rod, because the spring is sliding up and down the guide rod. So that's pretty much what you want oiled there. On the slide, same thing again. You're looking for scratches, rub marks, anything. Let me take a quick look here. So it looks like up here, looks like over here. So we're gonna put some oil on all of that, right where you see any scratches. That way we know any metal on metal contact is going to be lubed. Then you also want to make sure you do the rail, the slide rail there, and I do some on the top here as well. I don't put any on the extractor. Oil attracts dirt and dust real easy, so we don't want that to jam up in there and cause the extractor to not eject the casing. So the idea is to put as little amount of oil as you need on there, so it doesn't attract a whole bunch of dirt and dust and cause any cycling issues. So now we're going to put this back together. We're going to start with the slide. I've got the muzzle end facing my left hand here. We're going to take the barrel, and you'll notice one side has some steps here. And not the first step, but the second step is where the guide rod sits. So remember that when you're putting this in. So with the steps facing upward, you slide it into the barrel hole, drop it in, and push it back. It seats itself. Here's the guide rod. Guide rod has a big end and a littler end. It's kind of a nipple on it. That is going to go in the hole right below the barrel here. So put the little end into that hole, and then compress until you've got this side sitting on that lower step. You see that there? And the rod is now flush or level with the rest of the slide. Finally, there's two little grooves right here, right there, and right there. That's the slide rail. You're going to attach that to the little slide rails in the front by sticking it in the holes and pushing it in, push it through. Keep pushing until you hear it click. Now you know it's back in place. Cycle it for function. That looks pretty good. So we're going to get a clean rag here, and we will do one last wipe down just to get everything all polished up and looking good. Right. And there you have it. We have just taken apart, cleaned, lubed, and put back together a Smith & Wesson SW40VE. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I also offer the online course to get your Texas license to carry a handgun. It's the 4-hour class broken down into segments and saves you progress so you can do it at your own pace. After completing the course, you will be able to print your certificate. Then, it'll help you locate an instructor close to you, no matter where you are in Texas, so you can complete the shooting portion of the course. This is all certified by the Texas Department of Public Safety. Check it out at reverendguns.com. If you have any questions or comments, please add them below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more firearms education.